I've just been down here making a video about instant meters and things, and we just sort of had this idea. I just shot a quick picture of the awesome Browne who's being my model for this little video, and just thought, actually, there's some really cool little bits of light going on all around here. Look at these beach huts. You see all these highlights and shadows. Look, just here, right? I'm in a highlight now. See how bright the side of my face has gone? Look at all this. We've got all these shapes and all these lines. As soon as I step over here, I'm in different light. That is all real powerful stuff for a photographer. So I thought, let's just take 3 quick shots of Browne whilst we got somebody here, because I'm usually working on my own. Let's take a few pictures. Let's just have a look. How could we use these different types of light? Interesting, isn't it? Here's a brilliant little place. Browne, supermodel Browne. Would you mind grinning? Yes, in there. We didn't rehearse that or anything, viewers. She had no idea I was going to tell her to stand there or anything. Right, obviously we rehearsed it. But this is a really cool little place. Why is it an interesting place? Well, look, we got these nice sort of shapes, these beach hutty shapes going off back over in this direction here. Now they're going to make a sort of contrast to Browne's face. But what about this light I was talking about? We've got strong light here, and that's coming down onto this lighter gravel, and it's bouncing up here. I'm going to shoot from that corner. Browne, can you just turn your face that way, please? That's it, and go back like we rehearsed, remember? Yeah, there we go. So what's happening here, I need to make sure my light, I don't block it, look that way, is the light is coming here, it's bouncing off there. We're getting a very soft highlight on this side of Browne's face compared to this side over here, okay? That's what I want to use. So what's the shot going to be? I'm going to be using my 18 to 55, 200 millimeters, 18 to 55, 200 ISO. Here we go, let's have a little look, see what we can do, because the light under here is really quite nice. I want to expose for Browne's face, not for the background. I don't care if it blows away a little bit. That's cool. So Browne, lean your head back against there a bit. There we go. Put your chin down a bit. There we go. A bit more. Eyes up at me. And here we have it. I kind of like that. There we go. Do one more. Put your chin down more. And eyes up at me. Because you've got big eyes and it's like utilising them. I made you grin. Try not to grin. Here we go. I'll make you miserable instead. There we go. But you see, this light is really quite nice. It's a very subtle, very soft, very sort of normal portrait light. Turn your head towards me a little more. That's it, a real kind of angled look. That is cool. Let's just take it from this angle here, because that's a better... Notice I'm almost cropping the top of Browne's hair. I just think it looks kind of nice. I'm not too worried that I'm cropping it a bit. There we go. See, there's one little soft light scenario. Let's go and find another, and let's see if we can find some highlights, some more highlights to use in our composition. Come on, mate, let's see what we got. I think it's out this side. This is a brilliant little spot out here. This is kind of like where we first sort of started chatting, because what's interesting is we've got shade here. We've got Browne can stand in this shadow, and it's still really nice light. But there's also a little bit of overspill of light coming through where these highlights are. Look, and there's all these highlights going on all the way down through here in between these beach huts. We've got to be careful with the exposure, because we want to expose for Browne, not for the highlight areas that are going on over there. But I still think it's some really nice little bits of light going on. So let me see, I'm going to see if I can bring this one out in the video for you in my little Fuji here. Let's see what we got. Let's see if I can get that video rolling. Rock and roll, here we go. So look, you can kind of see Browne and you can see the blue lights, but look, she's kind of quite dark, and as the camera's getting used to it, it's darkening more. Now if we go darker, we're getting more detail in the sky, but we're obviously losing Browne. So we need this to be a little bit high key. Don't mind if those highlights blow away a little tiny bit, because you know, it's going to look really cool. Now look at the light on Browne's face. I might lose my focus now as I zoom in. But you see, that's really, really lovely light going on there. It's a nice soft one. So let's have a go. Let's just shoot this. Now notice I had to play with my exposure. You have to do this. You've got to work with your exposure. You've got to do whatever it takes to make it work. So let's have a look. Browne, can you kind of did a really cool, moody, just kind of looking at the ground thing a little minute ago. Now you're giggling. Oh dear. Right, let's see what we can do. That's really cool. Go on, just kind of looking straight down. I'm going to let this blow out quite a lot in the background because I want the picture to be of Prow. Turn your chin to a tiniest bit, that's it. Yeah, that's it, and just keep staring down. You're doing that stare down at the ground thing. That's really cool. I caught you blinking. One more, like that. And just keep your head where it is, but turn your eyes straight to me. That looks really shifty. You look really angry. But that's cool. Just turn your face to me again. And just, there we go. You get the idea, guys. The light here is absolutely beautiful. But I think one of the best bits is actually in here. We've got some stunning little pools of bright light going on in there, but I'm gonna have to move the camera to show you what it is. So bear with me while I wobble you around. There we go. Right, sorry viewers, we don't have a camera operator today, so we're having to put up with me wobbling cameras around. This little place in here is absolutely brilliant, but there is a slight problem in that just before we started filming it, I was fooling around with these pools of light with Prow, and we got some really, really beautiful shots. And we can't replicate them because in the time it's taken to reset the camera to make sure I could do it, the sun has moved a tiny bit in the sky. This is how important light is. I'm going to show you what I mean. But first, let's just have a go because there's still some cool shots. Let me just see what we can come up with here. Now, it's about playing with exposure. Let's get that video camera rolling and see if I can show you. Right, here we go, video rolling. Now, Prow's got great big eyes and it's really nice. You can sort of focus in on them. But look, you see how like Prow is exposed and the background isn't. We're using these highlights. If we make this darker, you see what happens? We're starting to see detail in the background, but it's a really boring picture of Prow. We just got a silhouette. So it's about managing these things. It's also about, let's just move around a bit and see where these little bits of light look the nicest. Where do we need to be? See, now that's quite a nice little composition. I know it's out of focus. It's because I can't focus the video while I'm moving, but that's quite nice, isn't it? Let's just take a picture and then I'm going to show you the difference between the one which I'm about to take and the one I took when we were testing it between moving the camera, because it is completely different. It's a lesson in light. Okay, so here we go, Prow. Do your stuff. There we go. Just kind of, that's really nice, just looking into the camera. I just want to take that exposure down a bit. So we've got you in there. This is a really tight shot. This is allowing all those highlights around Prow to just burn out. Now I know there's many will say that, oh, there's a burnt highlight, that's bad technique. Is it? If it looks nice, is it great? I don't mind burnt out highlights and some look natural, but that's really cool. What I'm trying to do is work with this little bit of texture here. We've got some timber here and a bit of texture. So here we go. Let's get a bit higher up. Take that exposure down an eeny bit, down a bit more. Here we go. Nice. That's really nice, Prow. Just kind of staring straight up into the lens. That's cool. We've got some nice little highlights on the back of Prow's face, but if we just have a quick look at what I've just taken and the light here, but then if we compare it to the shot I took earlier, how's that? What a difference, eh? You wouldn't think it. That was caused because the sun was up here. It hadn't quite gone so far over. But little pools of light, you see what fun they are? Light is the photographer's friend. Don't be afraid to try things. Try stuff out. Do all sorts of stuff. So there we go. Thanks, mate. You want to go out with your mate, don't you? Yeah. Right. Cheers, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel to be notified each time we upload one of our cool photography videos, or for more great photo tips, workshops and training, come and see us at our website, photographycourses.biz.